Hello guys, and welcome to another exciting video on this channel. In this video I'm going to create a seamless pattern in Inkscape. Now if you don't know Inkscape, you can check out one of my previous tutorial in which I have created a t-shirt design, a simple t-shirt design in Inkscape. Inkscape is a vector editing software. It is totally free, and you can use it to create your t-shirt designs. You can use it to create your patterns for print on demand, for any kind of publishing needs. So this is a complete package, and the best thing about it is that it's completely free. So without any further delay, let's get into it. Now in this tutorial I'll be creating this pattern from scratch. So all the design elements I'll be creating it from scratch, unlike my previous tutorials, the Adobe Illustrator one and the Photoshop one, in which I have used the existing design elements. So I decided to create something from scratch in this tutorial because I wanted to show you some of the features of this free free software and how powerful it can be. And if you're not interested in creating any repeating patterns or tile patterns, you can still learn from this tutorial and use those techniques to create different t-shirt designs as well. So make sure that you watch the video till the end. So once you open the document, you see in this blank page that is normally the default page, and in order to create a pattern we need to make it into a square form. We still can use this rectangular form. It is okay to use it, but I usually prefer to use a square form of document. So for that purpose, let's go to this and click on this preferences tab, and link global preferences. Instead let's go to the document settings, edit properties of this document, and still and if you don't want to click here, you can go to edit and then go to document. I think it should be here somewhere, preferences, and then here in the file menu in document properties. So you can select that document properties from wherever you want. So once you open the document properties, you can change the size of the documents. I would like to use in centimeters, and you can use pixels, inches, pt, whatever you like. So for this purpose let's use centimeters, and let's make it a square. So 10 centimeters wide and 10 centimeters high. And another thing that I would like to change here is that I don't want any shadow, or you can say border shadow, which you can see here. If I zoom in, you can see that there is shadow here. I don't want that shadow, so I'll just uncheck that. And you can use a checkered background in order to see that if your elements have any fill color or not. So for now let's just uncheck it, and if we want we need to use it, we can come back here and select that one as well. So that's all good, 10 by 10, and that's okay. Now how do I zoom in and zoom out? I simply press the control key and then that arrow, and then the third wheel on that your mouse, if you are using a 3D mouse. So you can use that, and if you press the space key, you will get this move tool, and you will be able to you can say while pressing the space key, if you move your mouse cursor, the document will move, and it will adjust it as you would like it to be adjusted. So I would like to create a Valentine's Day theme pattern here. So the most important element in that Valentine's Day theme pattern is a heart shape. So let's create a heart shape using this pen tool. So I'll select that pen tool, and make sure that in the shape you select none, because if you have any kind of shape selected in this element, the path will automatically close, so we don't want that. So we have I made 2 points here, and then the third point at this one. Now I'll go to this arrow and select this one. Now I have this half heart shape, you can say, and that I have created. Let's adjust it and make it more curvy, and what you might want to say, more good looking. So that half shape is here like this one. Now we want to copy it and move it towards the other side to complete the heart. So we'll select all of this whole thing, and then if we right click, we can actually press Ctrl D, or you can click here and duplicate it. So while holding the control key, you can drag it horizontally, and it will not move vertically, it will just move in the horizontal. as you would like to, which means that it is perfect movement, horizontal or vertical. Now we want to invert its direction. So for that purpose, if you have this arrow key selected, you can actually invert its direction, and it is reflected on the other side. Now again press the control key, and then if it snaps, it means that the nodes are actually in place. So if we zoom in closer, and then we want to readjust those nodes, or you can say these vertices, these points, whatever you want to call it. So I have this one selected, and let's once those are aligned, you will be able to see that the points are actually snapped. So now all of these are actually selected. Let's select both the elements, this one and this one. Now both elements are selected. Now we want to join these two sides of the heart shape. So for that purpose, I have selected both of these, and then I'll go to this vertices editing tool, whatever you want to call it. So I've selected both of these vertices, and then at the top you will be able to see that there are two different vertices, and then they are able to join, and there will be a tooltip here that it joins the two selected nodes. So I click here, and then it will be joined. Same is the case with this one. So we'll go there and then click this one, so it will be joined. Now if we go to the arrow select key, and then if we select this one, the whole shape is selected, and that means that now this whole thing is one shape. Now our heart is I think it's okay. So we have a stroke outside. We want to create a fill inside the shape, and we usually use HSL slider. I usually use this because it is easy to select the colors. So we change the saturation value, and then the lightness value. Will be able to change these colors of the shape. You will be able to use these gradient fills or mesh fills as you would like to do. It's up to you. So I'm just going to go with these plain colors. So I have selected this, created a shape. Let's just you can pinch it a little bit, yeah, that's better. So it depends if you would like to keep the stroke or not. I think I would like to keep the stroke, and I would like to increase the stroke width a little bit, and let's just put it 0.5 here. So we have our heart shape, and let's scale it down while pressing the control key so that we keep the proportions correctly. So we have one heart shape. Let's create some other stuff. Let's create some stars, random stars things, and let's do some swirls. You can create the swirls as you would like, and you can move the swirls, and it totally depends upon you how you like to create your elements. So I will just put the 0.5 stroke width, so that's okay, and I like to make the caps round, and that's better. And let's create some kind of some stuff like leaves and stuff like branches. So I have this one, and then this, it gave me a line, and now I can go and create some kind of leaves around it using the same pen tool. I think pen tool is the most would call it powerful tool in the vector editing software. So I have created this shape, and I would like to change make a corner here. So I'll press the Alt key while selecting this handle, and then it will just change it into a corner shape. So I've created one of the leaves. Let's create a few others. I think that's okay now, but you can see that all of these elements are actually separate. So once we select these elements, they are all separate. So we want to move them together. So we'll select all of these, and then on this side you will be able to see this icon that is group selected objects. So we will press this one, and it will be a single group. So in this way you will be able to group different elements, and make them consider into a same one object. So we have these 4 elements. do we need to create some other elements? Let's create a different heart shape, maybe, you know, some stylish sort of art, not the perfect type of art. So we'll select, click here, and this one, click here, and then again click here once, not drag, and then click and drag here, and then I'll just click and drag on this one. So we have created some kind of you know, kind of fancy style heart, not a perfect style heart, perfect heart shape we have. So that's it. And again, we want I would like to keep one of these heart shapes into these you can say that empty shapes. And again, we need to actually think I should make these strokes consistent, so we'll keep that as 0.5. and again for this one as well, let's make it stroke width 0.5. so made all of these strokes consistent. So I think we have enough of these shapes, and if we want, we can create more as we like. Now it's time to arrange these elements. So let's just put this heart shape almost in the center, and if we want, we can align it in, you know, horizontally and vertically. That totally depends upon you. Let's align it to the page. So we align it to the horizontal and then the vertical distance, so that it's almost in the center. And let's duplicate this one by going to right click and then duplicate. Now we have duplicated, and let's move it on this corner, let's say this one. Now in one of the previous tutorials Adobe Illustrator, I have told you that you need to move these elements exactly on the other side if they are crossing the border. So they are so this element is actually crossing the border, and we need to copy this one exactly on the same side, that is minus 10 centimeters. So the page size is actually 10 centimeters that we set earlier. So we need to move on this side in the negative x-axis, that is the minus 10 centimeters. So we'll select this one, and then again we need to copy it first. So when we create a duplicate of this one, and then object, and then we'll go to transform. So once you go to the transform, you will be able to see a new window appear here, that is transform. Let's just close this line for a second. So we have this transform window, or you can say whatever you want like. So this one is open, and we want to move it 10 centimeters on the negative axis. So horizontally we want to move it 10 centimeters, and vertically we don't want to move it anywhere. And we need to check this relative movement. If we don't check this relative move, it will move somewhere else, not exactly on the horizontal axis. So once we apply, it is now perfectly moved. Again, we need to copy these one on this axis as well. So we'll select this one, and then again create a duplicate. And now this time we don't want to move it horizontally, but instead we want to move it vertically and towards the y-axis, that is the downward movement. So we'll select this one. I think I should negative 10 here, because usually downwards is negative, y-axis is minus 10. So let's put it minus 10 and then apply it. Yeah, now it has moved minus 10 axis. Again, we will go do the same thing with this heart shape. As already selected minus 10, we'll simply apply it, and then it is applied. Now we have filled all the four corners. Let's just put these elements at random positions. If we want, we can simply rotate these objects as well as we like. So you can actually do that as well. We will need rotating some of these elements, so we'll just copy it and then place random objects. Let's say here, let's this one move a little bit here, rotate it. Let's rotate it maybe 45 degrees or so. Okay, that didn't work well. Let's rotate it minus 45 degrees. So that's right. Let's create a duplicate of this one by pressing Ctrl D and then put it here. Let's say just here, and there should be I think a rotate tool should be here. Okay, I don't seem to find it. So let's rotate it maybe 25 degrees. So like this. So now we moved this one, and then again we have crossed the border. You can see here is now again we will just duplicate, and now we need to move it in this vertical direction. So we go to this move tab, and then this -10 direction, again it's moved. Let's just cross this one on this side as well. So again duplicate, and then we need to move 10 centimeters in the horizontal direction, nothing in the vertical direction. Then okay, now we have this heart shape here. Let's scale it down a bit, and again just placing the elements, and then we need to change the color of this one. Let's say we want to change it into kind of maybe yellowish color. Would it look good or not? I'm not sure. Let's keep it simple, and let's don't fill it with any kind of color. So we have a star shape here, and then we press Ctrl D, and then move it here on the other side. Again we go to the transform and rotate this one as well. Let's rotate it 45 degrees. We rotate it 45 degrees. Again creating a copy of this one, just placing it randomly, place it here maybe, and then creating a duplicate copy of that one and placing it here, rotating it a bit. Let's rotate even further, scaling it a bit. That totally depends upon you, what you would like to do with your pattern. So let's create a copy of this one again, move it here maybe. Now again go to the first we need to duplicate, and then go to the move, and now we need to move in upward in the vertical direction. So we press the 10 centimeters in the upward and then click apply. So you see, this is all just random thing that you need to do. Place the elements. That's the same as the Photoshop tutorial, actually almost the same as the Adobe Illustrator tutorial. So we have filled these elements. Let's create a duplicate of these one, and rotate it -75 degrees. Again we duplicate this one, and maybe place it here somewhere. That totally depends upon you, how you like the elements to see in your pattern. Now we have crossed the border, so we need to do duplicate again, and then move in the -10 direction, -10 centimeters, or in the horizontal direction. Let's again go to press 0.5. We need to keep these strokes consistent, and I think there should be a way to keep these strokes consistent while sizing these down, and I might find it later, but still let's stick to it. And then we need to change the stroke size is what you would say is the manually. Okay, this seems pretty okay, and I think you got the idea of how you can create different elements, different things in this, and you'll be able to change the what you call it. So you will be able to you understand that you can arrange different elements as you would like and create a seamless pattern. Now it's all done, and now it's time for us to export this one as a PNG image. So we can go to the file and then export PNG image. Let's export this whole page. We select that page, and that is 375 by 375. Let's make it 300 pixels per inch, 300 dpi, and that gave us this resolution. So okay, that's okay. So we want to export it at this resolution, and then we need to specify the location where we want to save it, and then we press the export. So once we export it, we got this tile shape, square tile of the repeating pattern that we have just created. And if we want to test it, we can test it by uploading it on a different platform as you would like, but for this purpose, let's just test it in a Photoshop. So I opened this image png image in Photoshop, and then go to edit, and let's create define pattern, and that is the same thing. Let's go to the fill and then pattern, and we'll be able to select that pattern that we have just created. So I'll create this one, and let's just scale it to maybe 50%. Okay, let's hide the layer below, and you can see that it is perfectly seamless. Let's create a background solid color so that we can easily see it. So you can see that it is a perfect pattern, and if you scale it even further, maybe 25% or so, you will still be able to see that it is a perfect seamless pattern. So you see how easy it is to create repeating or seamless patterns in Inkscape, and these patterns are based on those vector elements which are completely editable, so you can change the size, location, stroke sizes, colors, each and everything easily. And the best thing that I have already said is that Inkscape is a freeware software. You can use it easily, you can download it and start using it, and it's really a powerful software, and it can help you a lot in your print on demand business. So if you have found this video to be useful, make sure that you like the video, and if you have already liked it, make sure that you subscribe to my channel so that you can be notified about my future videos as well, and don't forget to press that bell icon. And thank you for watching.